The 7 emotional bonds a man forms with the woman he cheated on. Intro, the part nobody talks about. Sis, sit down for this one. Because what I'm about to tell you, nobody is teaching this. Nobody is explaining this. Nobody is brave enough to break this open the way we're about to break it open. Everyone talks about why men cheat, but nobody talks about what happens after. Nobody talks about the emotional bonds he accidentally forms with you, the woman he betrayed. Because let me tell you something you've never heard. A man becomes more emotionally attached to the woman he cheated on than the woman he cheated with. Yes, baby, let that simmer in your spirit. The cheating creates emotional consequences inside him, not just inside you. And we're about to expose every single one bond. 1. The guilt bond. Let's start with the quietest one, the one he'll never say out loud. When a man cheats, something shifts inside him. He now carries a guilt he never prepared for, not because he suddenly became a good person overnight, but because he betrayed the one person who gave him safety. He knows you didn't deserve it. He knows you loved him purely. He knows you trusted him more than you trusted anyone. And now he has to live with the knowledge that he broke the person who would have protected him through anything. Men can pretend they don't feel guilt, but guilt is a shadow. It follows them into showers, into car rides, into silence, into sleep, into memories. His guilt becomes a bond, because guilt ties a man to the person he wounded in a way he can't escape. You become the face of his shame. Bond 2. The possession bond. Oh, this is where it gets messy. Men do not lose their sense of ownership when they cheat. If anything, it gets worse. In his mind, you're still mine, even if I messed up, even if I stepped out, even if I betrayed your trust. Twisted? Absolutely. But his ego creates a bond of possession, not love. He expects you to stay loyal, even though he wasn't. He expects you to not talk to anyone, even though he did. He expects you to be available, even though he risked losing you. And the more silent you become, the stronger his possession bond grows. Bond 3. The fantasy guilt loop. Now we go deeper. After cheating, a man lives in a loop. Memory to guilt, to longing, to regret, to fantasy, to repeat. He replays the moment he lied, the moment he hid his phone, the moment you looked at him with love he didn't deserve, the moment he realized what he risked. And then comes the fantasy. What if she takes me back? What if she forgives me? What if we rebuild? What if this pain leads to a better us? It's delusional, but it's real. The mind becomes addicted to the mix of guilt plus longing plus fantasy. This loop keeps you emotionally tethered to him, even when you are trying to heal. Bond 4. The emotional dependency bond. Sis, listen closely. Men cheat with their bodies, but they attach emotionally to the woman who held their soul. You are his comfort, his home, his emotional charger, his stability, his softness. He didn't cheat because he didn't love you. He cheated because he didn't know how to sit with the love you gave him. And now, he depends on you emotionally more than ever. He depends on your silence, your forgiveness, your strength, your reassurance, your spiritual grounding. This bond is why he always tries to come back, even if he acts cold, even if he acts detached, even if he pretends he doesn't care. He knows he used you as his emotional home, even while betraying you. Bond 5. The shame reflection bond. This is the one nobody talks about. After he cheats, every time he sees you, He sees the worst parts of himself. You become the mirror he can't avoid. He sees his selfishness, his weakness, his impulsiveness, his lack of discipline, his lack of integrity, his immaturity, his inability to love correctly. And that creates a psychological bond called avoidance attachment. He will pull you close, push you away, chase you, run from you, miss you, ignore you, because being near you forces him to confront the man he really is. You don't have to say a word. Your presence is the confession. Bond 6, the obsession bond. Let me tell you a secret. Women feel heartbreak when a man cheats. Men feel obsession. Yes, obsession. Because now he remembers things he never appreciated. How safe you felt. How soft your voice was. How loyal you were. How comfortable your energy was. How consistent you were. How irreplaceable your soul is. And suddenly every woman he meets feels like a downgrade, an imitation, a placeholder, a distraction, a temporary fix. Your silence becomes a trigger. Your absence becomes a wound. Your glow-up becomes a threat. Your strength becomes irresistible. He becomes obsessed with the version of you he can no longer touch. Bond 7, the spiritual consequence bond. Now we go into the spiritual. When a man betrays a woman who loved him deeply, a karmic bond forms. Not because you cursed him, but because his actions created a spiritual imbalance. He now carries disconnection, inner turmoil, sleeplessness, emotional confusion, unrest, anxiety, loss of peace. He feels spiritually blocked, financially stagnant, emotionally unstable, disconnected from God, disconnected from you, because when he betrayed you, he betrayed the person God sent to balance him. This bond is powerful because he feels it in his chest. He feels it in his spirit. He feels it in his luck. He feels it in his soul. He knows he did a good woman wrong, and that truth sits in his spirit like a stone. This is why he can't forget you. This is why he dreams about you. This is why he checks your page. This is why he tries to come back years later. You weren't just a girlfriend. You were a spiritual assignment, and he failed it. Closing. The bond you need to break. Sis, listen to me softly but clearly. He formed 7 bonds with you. But you only need to break one. The bond that makes you believe his betrayal makes you less valuable. It doesn't. In fact, his betrayal revealed your power, your worth, your irreplaceability, your strength, your glow, your spiritual protection, your emotional depth, your divine connection. You heal faster than he does. You grow faster than he does. You rise faster than he does. You find peace faster than he does. Because women heal through truth. Men heal through loss. And losing you was the lesson.